All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much and welcome to our third virtual coaching session. We had talked about so many things so far on public speaking. And one of the things that I'm really excited that we managed to do is that we managed to do our physical masterclass, because there I wanted to see individual communicating. I wanted to see you sharing from your point. I wanted to see you in the physical, and it was really well done. And from there, we moved to our first class where we focused on voice projection, which was very, 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 very important. And we have highlighted that it's better not to make a presentation than to stand up and start murmuring on stage. People come all the way, they make time to go and listen to you. And it's very, very important, as a presenter, as a speaker, as a team leader, wherever you are using public speaking, that you make sure that you use it in a way that people can hear what you are saying, whether it's virtual, whether it's physical, whether you are using the mic or not using the mic. Voice projection is very, very important. And then the second part of our classes last week, I also gave you some assignments so that you do the videos on voice projection. We are working on them, combining them and making a thread of all of you who have made this presentation. We're going to make just one video of all of you, those presentations you have shared, and then we will share with it. I will share it privately on my YouTube so that you can access it and continue to refer back to it even after you finish with me next week. So, and then the second part, we looked at the most crucial element, which is the focal point. That for me is a game changer. That for me is a defining moment, because as a speaker, as well as I was starting my journey some years back, 10 years plus back, I was so passionate with talking, but I was not mindful about the message and what I want people to get through. Ever since meeting people, and one of my mentors, Luis Allegra from the US, and sitting down and just trying to quell my message when I was making a transition from just a motivational speaker, now doing professional speaking and doing coaching, doing executive coaching, employee development, leadership development for managers and senior executives in companies. It has really changed the way I speak and getting my message across, so that I don't just speak to fill the void, I speak to create a change in people's lives. So when we are mindful about this, when I'm teaching about them, it may seem far-fetched, but the more you are mindful about this, and you have even conversations you have with people, making sure that your focal point is clear, making sure that your call to action is clear, it makes the difference. It makes the difference as a communicator. It makes the difference. We know that sometimes ago, when people were choosing leaders back in some, I don't know when the century was that, they used to look at people who can speak confidently to say, yeah, this is a leader. I'm sure we still use it today in our country, where we vote our politicians. We look at how they can express themselves and how loud they can speak and how convincing they can be. And we vote them into power to have decisions over the things we own in our country. So I want us to be mindful that there's so much more that can be done beyond just speaking loudly and being able to convince. It's about creating a focal point and a call to action that makes all the difference in our conversations. That's just a recap of our first and second visual classes. They are also available, remember, on our YouTube. Please always go back to refer to them. Always go back to refer to them, because they will help you in your journey that you are in the public speaking. So that is that on the reflections. Now, let us look at today's topics. Please make sure you take some notes there and there. Also, this is being recorded. It will be available for you tomorrow. So today we are looking at, maximizing on body language during a presentation, maximizing on body language, during a presentation. This afternoon, I was looking through Wikipedia, and one of the things that I picked, what they define body language as, they said it's a type of communication in which physical behaviors, as opposed to words, are used to express or convey information. When we think about body language, we think about something that can replace vocal. that can replace our words that we use to present in our public speaking. I know for so long, people in the area of public speaking have been saying, not only public speaking, but also in communication. If you look at people who have done much more on strategic communication, they have been emphasizing for a long time that body language constitutes to 90% of your message. It is arguable. It is not the truth. It's not something that stands out, but body language do contribute to our communication. But we must know it's very, very important, because here I know that we can use it for substitution. We can use body language to substitute voice communication, to substitute vocals. So it's very, very important this evening so that we know, beyond just showing up on the stage with confidence, we talked about it, beyond just showing up on the stage and speaking aloud, we talked about it, beyond just getting on the stage and driving your focal point or your call to action home, we spoke about it. We must, ladies and gentlemen, be able to maximize on our body language. Maximize on our body language. I want you to write there on the comment box there to see your attentiveness, to say, I will maximize on my body language. On the comment box below, just say, I will maximize on my body language. I will maximize on my body language. It's very, very important, because most of the time we say part of speaking is body language, but here I want you to make a conscious, deliberate decision that you will maximize on body language. I just don't want to teach you, just body language, what it's about, what it stands for. I want you to maximize on the body language, to be able to be in a position where you say, in this communication that I'm going to have with this individual, so-and-so, I am going to maximize on my body language. Thank you so much. I can see your comments, Ida Peter. Thank you so much. I can see your comments there. Anna, I can see your comment there. What I did say, I can see your comments there. Mr. Udwetse, I can see your comments there. It's Dr. Udwetse. Yes, Dr. Udwetse, I can see your comments there. So we should be conscious that we maximize on our body language. We should be conscious every day that we want to maximize on our body language. It is a very important tool that we can embody to drive our message home, whether you are thinking of a focal point, whether you are thinking of a call to action, whether you want people to understand you, whether you want people to hear you. Your body language can be used to get the message across. There are some key elements that I want to share with you this evening about body language. Body language, I'm going to go deeper into explaining some key components that make up the body language. And before I go there, I want you to know that there are ways you can use to maximize this body language. Number one is you can use non-verbal communication, which we are going to term body language in this class. Non-verbal communication, we can use them for repetition. We can use our body language to repeat what we just said. We can use it for repetition. After expressing something, our body language can be signaled in a way that it repeats what we just said. And then number two, we can use body language can be used, or it can emphasize contradiction. When people are looking at you as you are making that powerful presentation, your body language has the power to tell people if you are lying or not. Your body language has the power to tell people if you are not sure or not. So being mindful about your body language is not just only to drive the message home, but to complement your message, because your body language complements your message and it drives a clearer message, whether you are sure or not sure. And then number three, substitution. We can use body language to substitute what could be said. We can use body language to substitute what can be said. And then number 4, complementing. We can use body language to complement. We can use body language to complement what we are saying. And then number 5, accepting. We can use body language to accept what we are saying or to reinforce the message that we are saying. That is just a light introduction that I want you to go and find out more. How can I use my non-verbal communication to bring about repetition? How can I use it for and to avoid contradiction? How can I be mindful of my body language so that I can use it for substitution? How can I use it for complementing? How can I use it for accepting? It's very, very important that we do that. So that's your first assignment. Go and find out how you can use non-verbal communication, how you can use your body language under these 5 key elements. That's your assignment. So now we must be mindful that when we think about how we can best maximize our body language, we know that there are core components that makes up what we call our body language. Number 1, now we start our class. Number 1 is facial expressions. Facial expressions. Facial expressions. And then number 2 is eye contact. Number 3 is posture. Number 4 is position and movement. Those are our 4 core elements that we are going to focus on in this virtual class today. But before I go into them, there's some statements, supporting statements that I want to share with you this evening for you to understand before we can maximize on our body language. Number 1, Roman figure 1, it is easy to assume that professional speakers are just naturally gifted. It is easy to assume that professional speakers are just naturally gifted and say, oh, well, you never know. These people, maybe they are gifted in this area. All professional speakers that you see who can speak eloquently, who can compose themselves, compose their body language to be able to drive the message home. This is pure training and development. It's pure coaching, pure mentorship. Don't assume that any person who is able to compose their body language, who are able to drive the message home, who are able to complement their message using the body language, don't just assume that, oh, well, you never know, Mr. Makwana, these people are born this way. No, we can all train ourselves to learn how we can maximize our body language. We can develop ourselves to be able to maximize our body language. Roman figure number 2 of our supporting statement. Underneath all the confidence you see lies years of practice. Underneath the confidence that you see people exude, underneath the confidence that you see people do, underneath the composure and the well laid out, direct and clear body movements on stage, it's all about practice, 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 practice. To drive this message home, as much as we know about any topic, let us make it a habit that every week we shoot a video about ourselves presenting about something. We look at it and analyze it every day, because some of you don't have a time where maybe you present once in a moon, maybe you present once in a year somewhere. But I want you to teach yourself constantly to show up and practice speaking. Every week, just make a video of you speaking about something. Maybe you can speak about what you learned from this class, and you can send to me. I can make time to look at it and keep on advising, okay, you can do this better, you can do that better. Make it a commitment on yourself, because underneath all the confidence, underneath all the eloquence, underneath all this ability to drive the message home through body language, maximizing on your body language, it's all about years of practice. Roman figure 3, our supporting statements. Stage presence is a learned skill. Your presence on the stage the ability to inspire and move people, the ability to create or call to actions. It's a learned skill. Let's always remember, this is just a learned skill. As you are embarking and learning this thing, you can master it any time of the day. So you just want to keep on practicing the 10,000 hours, right? The 10,000 hours of practice. Every day you set aside an hour to just practice speaking. You set aside a time to say, I'm going to have conversation with my friends, but I want to give them a call to action. I'm going to have conversation with my colleagues. I want to develop a call to action. Practice, practice, practice. And then Ramon figure number 4, our audience will take outward signs as cues to credibility and strength. Let us also remember, ladies and gentlemen, as our audience look at us making any form of presentation, any form of talk, they will look at our outward signs, our shyness, our inability to stand firmly on the ground, our inability to have a firm gaze, our inability to have those empathetic gestures, our inability to have that resolute stance. People, when they are looking at us, like I said before, they're already making judgments. And when we have this in mind, we are conscious that we can do better. We can improve the way we do things. Now, let us remember that body language is an expression. Body language is an expression. How you present your body cues, and your gestures are communicating. And in such a way, as powerful as your words are, and so is your body language. Your ability to know that your body language plays a crucial role in getting your message across through repetition, contradiction, substitution, complementing, and accepting. Body language plays a very powerful role to get your very important message across. Therefore, we must know that body language expresses happiness, body language expresses sadness, body language expresses focusedness, whether you are focused or not. Body language expresses confidence. Body language expresses whether you are afraid or not. My friend, you can have a projected voice. You can have powerful focal points. But if your body language is coming to the stage, dragging your soul to the stage, dragging everything that belongs to you to the stage, it affects how people receive those focal points. They already have focal points for you before even you speak. Hey, we wish you can be able to be alive. You can be able to compose yourself. So body language plays a very important, crucial role in our presentations. Therefore, learning how to maximize on it is very important. That is why, in summary now, I'm sharing with you these 4 key elements that we can use, ladies and gentlemen, to maximize on our body language. Number 1, on the key important components of body language, like I've shared before, is number 1 is, we are closing. Number 1 is facial expressions. Your facial expressions, yes, they are as important as your voice projection. Your facial expression is as important as your confidence. It is as important as how you are looking, how presentable you are. It is as important as what? Can someone tell us what it is important as? Unmute yourself. What else? How important is facial expression? What other components of public speaking have we talked about? Anyone?
As important as your content?
As important as your content, yes. Thank you so much. It is as important as your content because it is the one which will... yes, continue.
As important as your authenticity?
Yes, as your authenticity, yes.
As your eye contact.
As your eye contact, thank you. So, thank you. We can live with those three key elements. Your authenticity, your eye content, and your, what else did they mention? Your content. Facial expressions are as important as those. That is why you can never finish the course of public speaking. There's just a lot of components to keep in place. And the more bit by bit we are aware of them, the more powerful we can become in communicating and getting our message across. So your facial expression, they are very important and they form part of what? They form part of your body language. When interacting with others, what you do matters. What you do with your facial expression matters. You know, there are people who come on stage and that facial expression, you can see, hey, this person, it's like they don't want to be here. It's like we are dirty. It's like we are not looking well. Their expression, it's like, these people. You know, as soon as they stand on stage and look at you, you're like, oh my God, today we are in trouble. Your facial expression is already communicating before you open your mouth. And it's affecting how people receive or don't receive you. And that is very important because you want to get your message across, right? So when interacting with others, be mindful that your facial expressions matters. Think about all the time. Think about what your face is telling others. Not your voice, not your posture, but what your face, let's just focus on your face. What your face is telling others. As you stand before people and they look you in your face, they look at your face, you are already communicating even before you are communicating. Your facial expressions are communicating. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, it's important to think about it. We cannot say, I'm just going to think about, Coach talked about voice projection. He talked about, this thing, if I can project my voice and people can hear me and I have my focal points, it's not enough. Watch your face. Your face is communicating and you must be mindful what your face is communicating to others. What is it communicating most of the time? Because some people, they show up with blank faces. Nothing, no smile, no eye contact, nothing. Nothing. Not even just a small gesture, not just your eyes a little bit open or your eyes a little bit closed because you want to drive the message home. Nothing, just blank, like, World War II has caused problems to us. No facial expressions. No facial expressions, blank face, it gives people a monotonous tone. Blank face gives people monotonous tone. Sooner or later, they start dozing. Sooner or later, they become uninterested. You lose the engagement of your audience when you don't have any facial expressions. Just the small changes on your face can make a huge difference in your presentation. Sometimes by getting there and smiling, it can light up the room. Smile. It can light up the room. It can make people to receive you differently. And that's what we want, right? We want people to receive us. We want people to give us an ear. But you're just blank face, smiling a little bit, can make all the difference, ladies and gentlemen. We are focusing on your face, facial expression. Just open your eyes wider. Like I have big eyes here. Just open your eyes wider to drive the message home or to express something. It makes a difference. Just closing them a little bit because you want to drive the message home. You want to make sure people understand you. It makes a difference. Raising your eyebrows just a little bit. It makes a difference. Everything matters. I remember a statement by Jim Rohn. He said, everything matters. He said, some things are more important than others, but everything matters. Every facial movement matters. It makes all the difference. Now, think about this. As you are presenting and you are talking to people, getting the message across deep in the focal point, giving them stories, supporting each and every point with a story, a joke, or a research findings, understand that your facial expression can go back to your research mode, your blank mode. So now and then, as you are making this 10 minutes presentation, as you are making this 1 hour presentation, as you are making this 3 hour presentation, please keep resetting your facial expression because you may not know, it may have gone back to blank. Creating the tone and setting the tone of your message to be monotonous. So be mindful that as you are making this presentation, although you started with a smile, you are giggling, you look amazing, you look glowing. Over the time as you are presenting, your energy goes, yes, but be mindful to keep on resetting facial expressions so that you don't fall back to the dull face, dull and blank face. We don't want dull or blank face. We want an interactive facial expression that engages the audience. Some of you are saying, oh, Mr. Makwana, I hear you. So what I can do is that I'm having a presentation tomorrow. I'm going to rehearse on the mirror how my facial expression will be, and then I can go there and use that facial expression to people. No, don't do that. Do not pull up rehearsed facial expressions. Be in tune with what you are saying. Your facial expression must be in tune with what you are saying. Your facial expression must be in alignment with what you are saying. As you are speaking about how you are good with preparing pork, how you are good with managing things, your facial expressions are in tune with what you are saying. So you don't rehearse your facial expression and say, oh, I will give them this facial expression. No, you engage the facial expression that is in alignment with what you are saying in that particular moment. Please share on the comment box. I will use the facial expression that is in tune with what I will be saying at that particular presentation, not a rehearsed facial expression. Okay? Now, let us be mindful that the size of our audience and the size of the room you are presenting in, it has an effect on how big your facial expressions should be. A smaller room, you can use smaller facial expressions. A bigger room, it needs you to stand out, chest out, and give big facial expressions. Very, very important. Very important to take into, because I see to me that I will use facial expressions that are in tune with what I will be saying. Yes, don't practice facial expression. I see some people, you know, there are certain people already they have facial expressions they use when they're going to take pictures. No, don't use that one. Use the one that is in tune with what you'll be saying in that particular moment. Because remember, your body language can contradict your message. That's what we mean. You are trying to say something, your facial expression is saying something else. Very, very, very crucial. Very crucial. Now, we are done with facial expression. If you have any comments, you can just raise your hand there. But then the second point is eye contact. Eye contact. Eye contact. I'm repeating this one because it's crucial. Because you are setting your foot in front of people to speak and get your message across. You can't afford just to speak there and run away. You can't afford just to say things, say whatever you can say, bury your head into the paper you are using, or book that you came with, or diary you came with. You can't just fix your eyes on your material and say, yeah, I'm gonna tell them today. I'm gonna tell them what this is about. They don't know me. They will know me today. My voice, they are hearing it very well. And I'm speaking very well. I'm not shouting at them. I'm just gonna fix my eyes on my presentation. I'll be done, I get out of there. Besides just getting your message across, public speaking is about relationship building as you are standing before people. And looking people in the eye is very crucial. We must always know that people want to be looked, people want to be seen, people want to be noticed, people want to be appreciated. People want to make sure that you've seen them. Some people are coming to that presentation of yours so that you see them. Make sure you see them. Some are coming because they bought a new tie. They want you to acknowledge it. Wow, nice tie. That is relationship building on stage. Don't just look at your paper. Don't be so much in love with your paper or PowerPoint that you forget to build the relationship with the people that you are presenting to. So making eye contact is very important. We used to teach people that, oh, look behind the room and say it. Do that if you are presenting to pigs, you are presenting to animals. But if you are presenting to people, look them in the eyes. Notice them. Decide that in every talk, you're going to notice at least 10, 15 people. Look people in the eye. Even when you're asking them, do you understand? Sometimes don't ask the whole room. You ask them, say, do you understand? They say, yes, I understand. They feel seen. They love to be noticed. They love to be pointed at. So it's very important that we see the people that we are presenting to. We notice our audience. Very, very crucial. So make sure you look at everyone. If it's a small group, look at individuals. If it's a big room, look at all sections. The people in the right section, the people in the left section, those in the front section, those in the back section. Notice them. Notice them. Look at them. So it's very, very important. And one key element as I'm closing on eye contact is don't stare. Just stare in there like you want to kill someone. No, 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 no. Look at them, notice them. And as you look at someone, you establish that eye contact, you smile in alignment with the message that you are driving for them. Or you reduce your eyes to show them you want them to understand this. Or you open your eyes wider to show the excitement of what they should get from the point you are getting across. Because now you are coupling your facial expression with eye contact. Don't be afraid of eye contact. It's the most powerful thing that you can do. Even a thief, when they are trying to approach you, I didn't know, but I heard this from my wife. He said, even a thief, when they approach you and try to do, and you look them in the eyes, you fix them in the eyes, they will not come closer to you. It's a very powerful force to be seen. And it's a very sad thing not to be seen. So make sure that as you speak to people, you can see them. Number 3, posture. Posture. Ladies and gentlemen, whether you are sitting down or you are standing up, your posture sets the tone of your presentation. One of the likes of Dr. John C. Maxwell, when he's making his presentation, he just sits on a chair there, small a stool there, then a small table there for his notes, and he kills it. He kills it. And then we have people like Tony Robbins, we have people like myself, you have people like the rest of people that you know who are making presentation, the people like you who can stand up, make presentation and still kill it. But remember, your posture sets the tone. Your posture is telling people something. Don't slouch where your body is just like, no. Be upright and open. Open gestures. Upright, open gestures and sharing your message. Upright, open gestures and sharing your message, right? So you must listen carefully on this thing, because I want you to do a video, a 1-minute video, where you are sharing about these things that I'm talking about. 4 of them, you share what you learned and you show them while you are talking. Your facial expression, your eye contact, your posture, position, and movement. I want you to do a video, a summary of what you learned here. You show your facial expression, eye contact, posture, position, and movement. So we are continuing with the posture. Don't slouch. Be upright and open. Don't be tense. Don't be tense. Be relaxed. Relax. Relax. There is no worst case thing that can happen to you while you are speaking. Just relax and share your message. And also, one of the most important things is pay attention to your audience. Whether it's a formal setup or a casual setup, your posture will tell. If it's a casual setup, you can come in with a casual posture. But if it's a formal setup, it's a formal posture where you need to stand up straight, to look that, well, whatever serious you may be, but not that core tense serious, relaxed, composed gesture that shows that you are serious and you know what you are talking about. The last point for this evening is position and movement. The most important thing you need to do is to stand firm on the stage, not to stand like your feet are falling, not to stand like you're about to fall forward, not to stand like you're about to fall backward, not to stand like you're about to fall sideways. You know yourself how you stand. The allowed posture for confidence, that exude confidence and can help you to get the message across, is for you to stand firm. Your feet a little bit far apart from each other, and you are standing in a way that will feel comfortable. Unless if you're not wearing your right shoe side. That's where you have to be home. But on a normal day, just stand firm with your feet firmly spaced away from each other, and you are able to get your message across. The reality of the matter is, some people say, don't move. But for me, I say move a little. Move a little. Move to engage your people. If you are in a setup where people are some sitting there and there, you can move towards a particular thing, or by not moving, you can just turn your body completely to look at that particular group and share whatever you share. Then you turn and you go back to your reset, composed posture or standing. So it's very, very, very important, because movement, engages the audience, and it creates visual interest. People want to see you. You are alive. You're not a tree, right? You are an individual who's alive, and you are able to exude confidence through just little composed movements. So any movement, by the way, it shouldn't be just movement of just stumbling. It's like you are not sitting on firm ground. No. Any movement you make, ladies and gentlemen, any movement you make, it should be clear and directed. It should be clear and directed. Any movement should be clear and directed to show that this person is intentionally moving to get the message across. They are moving to get closer to us. They are moving to give us their presence. So it's very, very, very important. And the last point is that never look like you are wandering on stage. Moving too much, all over the place. No composed, no directed, nothing. Just moving around like an aeroplane without radar and destination is very, very, very important. Now, with that, ladies and gentlemen, let us go and study more on this topic and learn more on how we can maximize on our body language so that our body language, our bodies, so that when we bring our bodies to presentations, it's not like we are bringing a bag of sand that we put aside that we'll pick after we present. No, your body is part and parcel of your presentation, and you can maximize using your body to get your message across. Your facial expression matters, okay? And your eye contact matters. Your posture matters. Your position and movement, composed movement matters. You can maximize on your body to get the message across. Let your body help your voice. Complement your voice to get the message across. That's all I have for you. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for your time. If we have any questions, please let's ask any questions. If we have any takeaways, whatever we learned, let us know what you picked from this presentation. Thank you so much. Yes, there's a hand there. Candy, go ahead.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, colleagues. Good evening, coach.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
Yeah.
I have just two points to ask. First, so when you are presenting, and especially on the part of body language, is it okay initially to feel like you are acting? Because that's how at times I feel like. The second question is
to feel like you are
acting when you are
acting.
when you're doing the body language. Yes.
Okay.
The second one is about the dress code.
Yes.
Where do we place the dress code in all this? Does it complement the body language? So where do we place it in all this public speaking domain?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. All right, is there any other questions? All right, if there are no other questions, I'll go ahead. Thank you so much, Doctor, for asking that questions. Number one is that you feel like you are acting. Unconsciously, when you go before an audience, I can imagine myself many times now, I'm seeing that. Mostly when I go before an audience, it feels like you are acting because you have not gained and gathered the energy of the room yet. And because now it feels like an action because you are trying to induce a particular energy, you're trying to induce a particular posture, expression, and eye contact. So although as a presenter, you feel that way, people don't see that way. People receive something else. The receiving end is confidence. The receiving end is liveliness. The receiving end is, this is someone that we are going to hear from. But for you, when you are standing up, because you have not yet engaged with them, you have not yet felt how they are responsive. Maybe you just came in, someone just finished presenting and you are just heading to present. You have not seen the previous speaker. Yes, it will feel like it's an action because it's an inducing action. You are inducing a particular thing. Maybe the audience there is sleepy, but wangadile, they are not feeling like commenting. They don't feel like doing anything. Yourself, by getting on stage with your message, with your voice projection. Remember now, many other components we have talked about. they are now complementing even your expression and your gestures. So now you appear more than acting to your audience. You appear more than that. For you, you know it's an inducing stage, but over time, as we keep talking with them, you can feel you are easing in and you are easing in, and there's a particular response that you are getting from an audience. But don't let it to think like maybe the person watching you, they're feeling like, oh, we have an actor here, or someone is not sure about what they are doing. No, the composition of body language, vocal projection, how you are looking like, which we'll talk about more, yes, the attire you talked about, all these things, they come as a ball of fire, which represent nothing but confidence and someone I can learn from. To the listener, to you as a speaker, you are the inducer, and you're going to feel the effect that, oh, yes, this I have to do, but over time, as you ease in, it will be okay. Yes, the second question you asked is about attire. Where does it fit in, especially on the what do you call this? Where does it fit, especially on the body language? The attire we are going to touch much more on about it. It's a complementing on a different. It's a different topic altogether. Your presence, you know, how you look, and all that, we are going to talk about it. But how you look is very crucial because first impressions matter. As we are going to talk about attire and how you look and talking about stage presence, first impressions matter. Dressing well is another way of good manners. So it's very, very important that we look presentable. And sometimes when you go to speak, people tell you, it's a formal event, it's a casual event. But as a speaker, always dress a top notch than your audience. If they say casual, why not do casual? Don't do t-shirt, maybe a shirt, and maybe no jacket or something like that. But always try to be maybe 2 steps, 3 steps ahead of the audience that people are going to talk to. It's very, very, very crucial, and it is very noticeable. So thank you so much for the questions. I can see your response there. Thank you so much for that. Anyone else who want to ask any question or share any comments? All right, I think there is, okay, there are 2 hands here. Yeah, go ahead, kindly ask.
Good evening, colleagues. I think for me is a takeaway that I learned today, that I should not bring a tired and a weary body into the stage, but rather bring a vibrant and lively body that can be comprehended by good posture, good eye contact, good facial expression, to be able to relay your message across your audience and keep them engaged and alert at all times. That is what I learned today. Thank you so much.
All right. Yes, thank you so much. Remember the statement that our body language are as powerful as our content, as our authenticity, and all the stuff that we shared today. Our body language plays a very, very important role. So our ability and how we present and how we show up, it sets the tone for our presentation. So those are the things that I wanted to share with you. Thank you so much for your time. Remember, you are going to do that 1-minute video where you are making a summary of what you learned today, but also not just making a summary. You are going to show those facial expressions. You are going to show that eye contact. You are going to show that posture. I'm going to look at it. You are going to show that movement or positioning and how you are standing. Let's make sure that we submit this assignment before Tuesday. Let's make sure that we submit this assignment on Monday. Let's submit this assignment on Monday. Let's work on it and submit it on Monday, so that Tuesday I can go through them as we prepare for our last virtual session next week, Thursday. Thank you so much for your time. Let's have a wonderful night. Good night.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.